Yep.
Welcome. I'd like to welcome you to County Commission meeting on this beautiful day out there. Sorry we had to move this afternoon. Commissioner Ebert and I needed to be down at the legislature and take care of testify at a couple little hearings, so that's where we were this morning. Welcome. Glad everybody's here today. We'll have an invocation by Commissioner Ebert, Pledge of Allegiance by Marty Smith, and then I'll give the thought of the day. We'll go there.
Our kind, gracious Heavenly Father, we humbly bow our heads in prayer and give thanks for this wonderful country we live in and for the many blessings, rights, and privileges that are bestowed upon us through our citizenship. We ask that as we go through this meeting, that your Spirit will direct us to make decisions that are in the best interest of the citizens of this county. We're indeed grateful for the stewardship that we have been blessed with, and we ask that our citizens will work diligently to live in a manner that they will appreciate this country and the rights, and then they will exercise them at every turn. We are grateful for the opportunity we have to provide service to others, and we ask that we will be strengthened and guided to provide that service in a happy manner. We ask for these blessings and give praise to thee in all things. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Marty. I've got this little saying here, this little thought, so it's really a good one. When I was a teenager, a local farmer hired me to help him complete fall plowing. My first day on the tractor was a disaster. As I watched the plow turn the soil behind me, little did I realize that by the time I reached the end of the field, the row was noticeably crooked. Toward the end of the day, the farmer arrived to survey my work. The crooked rows prompted him to give me this advice. You can't plow a straight row if you continuously look back. You must keep your eyes focused straight ahead. So it is with life. Plowing our way into the future is powered by meaningful and specific goals. Focusing on the past, what lies behind, will prevent us from effectively pursuing our future. Goals provide the directions for us to focus our energies on what lies ahead. So there you go.
Thank you.
That thought of the day. Do you have another thought?
Nope, that was a great thought.
Okay, we'll go to consent items. Number one, request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $114,987.03. Number two, request for approval of warrants 41,500 to 41,724 in the amount of $924,299.41. Request for approval of the minutes for the meeting held on February 2nd, 2016. Request for approval of new beer licenses. Request for consideration and or action for the final plat approval of Summit Eden Ridge Nest PRUD Amendment 1. Request for approval to set the date of January 16th for a public hearing regarding amendments to the operating and capital budgets of Weber County for 2016 calendar year. Request for approval of retirement agreements by and between Weber County and the following: Solon Summers and Stephen Dwayne Sorensen. Ricky, you want to tell us about those?
You bet. We have 35 purchase orders this week for $115,000. Just about half of that, or $52,000, was for IT, and that was primarily jail telecom equipment. 20%, or $23,000, was for the jail, and that was it's for body armor. 18%, or $21,000, is for the library, and that is supplies and equipment. This week's check run, we had 225 checks for $924,000. About a third of that, or $286,000, is for corridor preservation, and that was acquisition costs, mostly for Skyline Drive, but there were some costs for 12th Street and 3500 West. We had a couple at 8%, around $74,000 to $78,000 each. That was IT, had $78,000 worth of checks, and that was for software and hardware. The library had $74,000, and that was a construction payment. And 6% of that amount, or $51,000, went to the jail for utilities and food. And one other interesting thing, we have 2 Zamboni machines at our ice sheet, and it costs about $5,000 for a year to year and a half's worth of sharpening the blades on a Zamboni. I had no idea. I learned a lot about Zamboni blades yesterday. It was great.
So Zamboni is a cool piece of equipment. Cool. Well, thank you. That's what we have. Any questions there, Commissioner?
Nope, just, again, we have several large projects, 12th Street, 3500 West Skyline, and the library, and that's usually where most of our expenditures are going lately. So I'll make a motion that we adopt the consent items as read.
I second it. Any more comment? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Action items F. Number 1, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County Stanley Consultants for construction management services on 3500 West, and that is not Jared Anderson.
How are you doing, Commissioners?
Good to have you here.
Good. I'm filling in for Jared here a little bit
Okay,
today.
good to have you here.
Yeah, what you have before you is the contract. This is for the second phase. And we'll have Stanley Consultants. They'll be the consultants that'll do the construction management for 3500 West. Just looking for your approval of that.
It's your pleasure.
I'll make a motion that we approve contract by and between Weber County and Stanley Consultants for the construction management services on 3500 West project.
I second it. Any more discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 2, request for approval of Weber County and the following for right-of-way contracts for 12th Street, Weber Basin, Land and Livestock parcels 82, 83, parcel number 78, parcel 4 and 5.
Yeah, Commissioners, these are similar to all the other right-of-way contracts that you've seen. These ones are for 12th Street, but just looking for the approval of these contracts as well.
We getting closer? Getting down
With
there?
each one of them, yeah. Yeah, they're making progress.
I'll make a motion that we approve contracts for the following right-of-way on 12th Street. Contract 1, parcels 82 and 83 with Western Basin Land and Livestock. Contract for parcel 78, Western Basin Land and Livestock, and parcels 4 and 5 for Western Basin Land and Livestock.
Any more? Seeing none, calling for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. We'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks for coming down and visiting us once in a while.
It's always good to be here.
Good to see you there. Thank you, Mr. Meyerhofer. Next, number 3, Jennifer Graham. Looks like these are yours. Request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Sean Polson and Cindy Polson to have the hypnosis at the 2016 Weber County Fair.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Yes, this is kind of a, I think this is our standard contract with Sean and Cindy. They've done the hypnotist show out at the fairgrounds for a good long time. They're a great draw. We pay them $4,000. They do 2 shows a day, hour and a half each show. So we're just looking for approval of this contract.
Well, what I've noticed in the past, that's the most well-attended show out there, and every dang one of them is. So,
He does a good job, and it's something that the public can enjoy.
They love that,
Once
don't
you're
they?
outside the fair, it's free of charge. So.
yes. Commissioner,
I'll make a motion that we approve contract by and between Weber County and Sean Polson and Cindy Polson to have the hypnotist for the 2016 Weber County Fair.
I second that. Any more discussion? Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 4, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Ogden Nordic for the cross-country track grooming at the North Fork Park. We actually have to do that this year, don't we?
We do. And we've actually started this contract process between our attorney, our internal auditor, myself, and Ogden Nordic, trying to tweak it to make it the most, a little late in coming to you, but it's because it has the best possible contract for the county. So this is a contract that allows, or that actually has Ogden Nordic perform all the grooming activities up there. And they are able to pay their expenses to do that by collecting some of the fees. And it's a great facility. Again, if you have not been even snowshoeing, got to give it a shot. So
I don't have to go because I just watch you on Facebook doing it all, so I know everything that's going on up there.
That's right.
And I don't have to sweat. I can sit at home and
It's
just
beautiful,
live it
though.
through you.
Okay, I'll do that for you. This is a little bit different this year, though. We are going with a 5-year contract, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the contract by and between Weber County and the Ogden Nordic for the cross-country track grooming at the North Fork Park, which is a 5-year contract.
And I second that. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Just one last thing on that. Let the folks know at Nordic, and we tell them all the time, that is the best partnership Weber County has, and there's there's 4 people watching in Facebook world out there or in our YouTube. And I'm telling those 4 people, get out there and enjoy that park. It's amazing. Are we keeping both parking lots open now during the winter, or just one?
No, we're keeping both. You know, we really thought we would only need that larger parking lot, which Chad helped us with. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
He helped design it. We thought we would only need that for the busy weekends, and it's needed almost every weekend.
Good. Are we plowing the parking lot up there, or does Nordic Valley take
A little
care
bit of both. We do it sometimes during the week, and then we have trained and have them signed waivers so that they can operate the equipment as
Oh, good.
volunteers to do it on the weekends if they need to do it. And it keeps our labor down a bit. So
Yeah, it's an amazing park to go to, and there is so much going on up there. And I just couldn't believe all the people that were up there. That it's great. Okay, number 5. I said we'd be fast here. Request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Free Mountain Trappers for the following events at Fort Benaventura: Turkey Shoot and Easter Rendezvous.
yes, the first contract included with the turkey shoot is the club's use of the fort during the year. We have an arrangement with the club that they are allowed to use the black powder rifle range during the year to do their once a month shoots. And in exchange, they provide us volunteers for demonstrations, for field trips and other things. And with that being such a niche, I mean, it's hard to go find a mountain man in the classifieds. So when we need that historical
Chad, do you have
knowledge,
a Mountain Man uniform? Okay, thank you.
when we need that historical knowledge and just that presentation for the school kids, it works out well. In addition, the turkey shoot is open to the public, and that's we're not actually shooting live turkeys. They shoot frozen. They shoot the rope above the frozen turkey, and then if they shoot the rope, the turkey falls and they get it. So it's a fun.
Do you hunt turkeys any other way?
You know, just open the freezer door at the.
Well,
Yes,
they
yes,
talk about
yes.
how hard turkeys are to hunt, and I've never found them very hard to hunt.
Not when they're
Shoot the
frozen.
rope.
Not when they're frozen and hanging from a string, huh?
I've got about 20 in my neighborhood I see regularly.
The second contract is
I got like 6 jokes for that, but I'm not making it.
Thank you.
the second contract is for the Easter Rendezvous at the fort, and it's a county promoted event that we work with. Again, that niche crowd to help us provide that. They come in and bring in all of the demonstrations and set up their camp, and where we take the ticket sales and the food sells money off of that. So it's a bit of a revenue maker, and also, again, holding on to the history of the fort and sharing it with the general public.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So I'll make a motion that we approve contracts by and between Weber County and the Free Mountain Trappers for the following events at Fort Benaventura: the Turkey Shoot and the Easter Rendezvous.
I second it. Any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Jennifer, that's
Aye.
another great park.
Thank
We
you.
are pretty fortunate with the parks and the recreation we have in this county.
It's unbelievable.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
You do a
Like-
great job.
If I could add really quickly, I just want to point out that Jennifer went from a fair to the winter sports to a mountain man,
Just shooting turkeys.
turkeys and rendezvous, and I just want to express my appreciation for everything that you do. I mean, I don't think people realize the breadth of your department and what you do and all the different areas. I know we had an issue that we needed looking into as far as how we were taking money and those type of things, and you jumped in and you fixed it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You do a tremendous amount of work,
It's
and
never a dull moment.
appreciate it. So
thanks.
thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you so much. Well, that's all we have. We've got 2 of our department heads here, and appreciate you guys coming. We're going to go into public comment. please limit to 3 minutes. And I would really like to hear from some public today.
We only have one member of the public here.
Yes, and he's young, but we'll hear from him. Got to get started. No, that was you. Well, seeing none, we'll assign the pledge for the next meeting and everything. I'm going to let Shelley take care of all that and get everything set up. So we'll go to I on the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn for the
I
day.
second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Wow,
Thank you.
that's what I call